Hey, thanks for checking in the bathtub, sir, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney Trilogy. My god, the plot thickens when it comes to this case. Is there no end in sight? I'm not too sure. So, we have found and met the infamous Mr. Red White. He was the other person with April May in the hotel room, thus another potential suspect, and at the very least another witness as to the murder of Mia Fey. Now, the tricky part is trying to get him on the stand. It seems he has everyone in his pocket, the judge, the police, everyone is indebted somehow to Red White. It seems to be he's like an information extractor, a fancy word for a blackmailer, and he's blackmailing Mr. Grossberg right here. So it all comes down to this thing called the DL6 incident, which I believe is to be connected to Maya and Mia's mother years ago when she helped the police contacts the deceased to find out who killed the spirit. It's a bit confusing, but hopefully as Grossberg talks more about it, it'll become more clear. So if we can get some clarification on the DL6 incident, that'll be a great place to start. What is the DL6 incident? DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium, a spirit medium. A medium? Her name was Misty Fey. That must be the mum, 100%. Fey? Indeed. She was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police. And she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. This is what Maya was talking about the other day. I did all I could for her, and in the end, cleared her of wrongdoing. The murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident. Okay, cool. So her name was Misty Fey. That's the mum's name. But why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg? The DL6 incident was top secret at the time. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. Let me guess, Red White? I told him. You told White? He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked to the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it and he came to me. Only this time the offer was blackmail. I see. Okay, so the reason he's getting blackmailed is because he told White that the police used a medium to try and solve a case, which made them a bit of a mockery. And they wanted to find out who let the cat out the bag, and now that's why White is blackmailing Grossberg all these years later. Okay, cool, we're up to speed. White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. Mia's office? She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Grossberg. So it looks like everything we can ask him here is our next step the office then? It has to be. But we've been here so many times. I wonder what we could have missed. It's funny, looking at this room, it seems normal. So normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. Okay, of course, but where should we start? The chair. Nope, I was close to it. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Oh, not the chair then, just the cases, the binders of all the cases. Cool. Which file should I look at? So we're looking for... I mean, would it be D6? Or DL6, was it? Or would it be White, Mr. Red White? We can go through all of them, why not? Let's see if there's a record in this file that catches my eye. God damn it, really the time for puns, Phoenix? A, B, F. Misty Fey, that's Mia May's mother. Should I take a look? Definitely do. I have tarnished the Fey name, leaving only these words: my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold the information to the press. This parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... Oh, the record stops there. It's obviously Red White. So Mia knew Grossberg. Interesting. So can we go back to the next segment here? Let's see. J through S. Nothing much in here. Maybe I'll just skim some of this? Yeah, sure. I mean, information is power. Let's read everything. Well, no harm in flipping through a bit, I guess. The biggest part's here at the end in S, suicide. Oh, just a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White. This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... I can use these newspaper clippings. Huh. Let's find the most disturbing one. Cool. Article about a politician's suicide. Well, not cool, but you know, handy, I guess. The word white is written in pencil at the top. Okay, awesome. Not awesome, you still get what I mean. Oh, and that's it. There's nothing more here. That was the thing we were looking for. Okay, I hope we didn't miss anything by not reading the last section. So where to now? Go back to him? Maybe? No. We could present this. I found this in Mia's files. So she was investigating Red White as I expected. Well, if you wanted to challenge him, you could present this in court. Not a bad idea. Okay. So where do I go to now? I don't really know actually. Let's go back here. Apparently Miss May is in questioning. I doubt they'll let me talk to her today. Maybe we have to go to Red White and say, look, we'll see you in court. That probably makes the most sense here. Well, aren't you persistent? Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you. Mr. Lawyer, I really hate having to repeat myself. But it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear? Oh, I wish we were taping this. Transparent. But why don't we present... Would it be stupid to present this? This is the only clue that Mia left me. I better make this one count. Mr. White, see this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then, one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life. And this concerns me, how? I found this article in Mia's office. Miss Mia? She had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labelled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You blackmailed him, obviously. You were blackmailing him. Blackmail? Not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, 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 I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Secretary's office. Hello? Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. White. You're wrong? You're wrong, Mr. White. Oh, god damn it. Excuse me? What I should be doing now is going after you. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then, Mia was murdered and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So, the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White. You did it. Secretary's office. We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. One moment, please. White, that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this? Hello, Chief Prosecutor? I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And, thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify. What? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quiet, Jude. I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed but could be violent. What man? Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer man. What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you're in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they make even you look competent. I feel faint. Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Ah, Butts. Harry Butts. Right, actually, Phoenix Wright. And my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right, sorry pal. Butts was that murderer, right? Detective Gumshoe, I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. What? Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. What a slivery sack. You can't get away with this. You're telling me we're going to be locked up now? I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me. And the prosecution will be on it, of course, Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right. Mr. Wright. Oh, Mayor. Great, they let you out of detention. Just now, yes, it's all thanks to you. Now I'm afraid we've switched places. Wait, so we're behind the glass now? It should actually be Phoenix sitting here? We are locked up, aren't we? We're in custody. What? You mean you? I explained what had happened to Mayor. I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well, help me break out of here. Cheer me on. Defend me in court. We don't want her as my lawyer. Cheer me on. Well, you could cheer for me in court. Cheer for you? You mean like a cheerleader? Huh? Yeah, like that. Alright, leave it to me. Huh? I'd better go get a uniform and some pom-poms. Wait. What? I'm kidding, it was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding, but thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay, then come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. I bet you will, Mayor. Times may change, yet with crime it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. The lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finish in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. With the true culprit appearing as the star witness, this is it. Tomorrow, it's me or him. Oh my god, I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, yes, we will save our progress. Save over the first slot. Hopefully that's not a stupid thing to do. Can we take out Mr. Red White? Can we prove him wrong in front of everyone? Or prove him guilty, rather? Sure we can, but it's going to take every fibre in our lawyer's body. So the next day, just gone 10 to 10 in the morning, we're in the defendant's lobby. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Oh, Phoenix, look! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, If I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What? Does White have the judge in his pocket too? So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty? End of story. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. This dude's cracked in the head. How is that the mark of a good lawyer? Edgeworth, you've changed. Huh? Phoenix, you know him. Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright. But Phoenix... Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Oh, I started at 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm a little bit nervous, especially by what Edgeworth just said there. If the honourable judge is even in on this, we don't stand a chance. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honour. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Yeah, I mean, let's see if what Edgeworth said was true. Is the judge a slivery snake himself? Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Mayfair? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White's a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanour. Great, he gets to show off and I get nowhere. I'd like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confused? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder. Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there. Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Oh my god, can we do this? I'm very nervous. Please make the contradictions starkly obvious. But then again, even if they are super obvious, that could be bad because we can't do anything against him anyway. Let's see, it was about 9 o'clock, I believe. I was quietly that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Well, this goes completely against what April May said, but then is her testimony thrown out because we proved she was lying? Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she She ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testified, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honour. What on earth are we going to do about this? Okay, it was about 9 PM. I mean, we'll question everything first, then we'll see if we have any evidence. How do you know what time it was? Because I'm always absolutely perfect, you know? No. You're not getting away with that. You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So, what was the proper term for secretary again? Anyway, Miss May ordered room service for 9 o'clock. It happened soon after the room service arrived. That's what Miss May said too. Can we press further? Why not? True, the bellboy who brought the coffee saw Miss May. But he testified that he did not see you at the time. That is your concern? Silly lawyer, Miss May received the coffee outside the room. Of course he could not see me. He would need X-ray vision to pull off something like that. Tell us, what were you doing at that time? I was quietly reading, wasn't he? Okay. My window, you mean the one directly across from Fay & Co. law offices? Correct. That is the only window you see. And there you were, reading papers. Correct. The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel and I'm a busy man who had business to do. Then he heard the bedlam. How did you hear it? From that far? A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. Oh, is that it? Surprised, you turned to look at the building across the way. You turned, so you had your back to it? So you were reading your papers until you heard that sound? But of course, I am no snoop, peeping out of windows at night. No snoop, yeah right. You made a career out of snooping. It was then I saw him. That's me he's describing there. Spiky head. That's what he's got to say for that. What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that the assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes? 40. 40? Don't add them together. What is he, 20/20 vision? I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is this judge on anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over, okay. What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know she had been tapping the Fay office phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this Fay woman. You'd make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. Okay, we gave chase to the victim apparently. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course, comprende, I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. Okay, so this is where the light was. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always absolutely perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. Okay, ran to the left. The broken remains of a glass light stand, the floor plan. So that means that they ran and knocked over all this crap. Okay. I'm not going to present that just yet because I think it's wrong, but we'll keep going. Wait, what happens if I press this again? Is it the same? How many times must I say it? Okay, fine. Phoenix! Sorry, I did skip through a bit of that because I was unsure whether we was going to see the same text, but May's got something to say. Doesn't something about that strike you as a little odd? Yeah, it does, but I can't put my finger on it. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Impaction, don't you just mean impact? Ridiculosity, I think you need to brush up on your language skills. On second thought, perhaps I'd better leave the whole language thing alone. Did Edgeworth prep this guy too, I wonder? Anyway, I better find a weakness in there. So, it has to be... this one... oh my god, where is it? It's so far away. Oh! It has to be this. But what do? Do we press the floor plan? Oh, okay, the May testimony. We could try that. He said you ran to the left, May says run to the right. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Oh, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. Oh yes, that is incredible. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Oh, look at his face. Yes, the first sign of weakness. Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. Because she ran to his left. Maybe. No, that would have been his right if he was facing her. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour? Miss May says right and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses are telling the truth, for once. Huh, I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co, of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Time to show the court where he was standing. He must have been... Wait. Oh, I'm confused. So he says that she ran left. Wait, his left... Oh, I can't do my... This is a case of left and right and I can't figure it out. He was facing her. Yeah, so it's this one. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. This is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion! Postulations of the defence are a distortion of the truth, Your Honour. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Oh, you provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing. The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this, I apologise. Mr. Your Honour, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Okay, she ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left. And then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honour. Okay, so surely the autopsy can stop this. Let's have a look. Died from a blow by a blunt object, may have lived for a few minutes after being hit. It doesn't specifically say just one, though. Okay, Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. What do you mean by that? That is what I'm about to explain. You Americans are always so impatient, it does not become you. Hey, buddy, you're an American too. She first ran to the left. What do you mean first? First? That is what comes before what happens next. You do speak English, right? Please, sit back, relax, and I will try to use simple words for your benefit. First, she ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. I didn't hit anyone. Now, Mr. Wright, there is no point hiding things from this court. I'm not hiding anything. The prosecution requests that the defense refrain from interrupting the testimony. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Why is he mad at me? She ran to the right. I don't get it. What do you mean next? Next is what comes after first. I know that. Then that is all you need to know, Mr. Lawyer. As I said, she turned and made a desperate dash to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Stop saying it was me. But it was you. Mr. Wright, if you claim that it was not you, then show us proof. Can I do nothing right? Nothing? May I continue? That is what Miss May saw. So each of you saw different parts? Absolutely, that's right, of course. Where did you pick up that annoying phrase? Anyway, moving along. You see, you hit her twice. That's where we present the autopsy, surely. So you were watching both times? I suppose I was. And please, excuse me for not testifying to this sooner. What do you think, Phoenix? I think we've got him right where you want him. He slipped. Let him laugh for now. I'll soon wipe that smile off his face. Okay, so it's got to be this last one. I'm thinking, anyway. Right. Present the autopsy. Died from a blow by a blunt object. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. Oh, yes, we got him! What do you have to say to that? No. Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you are absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honour, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honour. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honour. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let it get away. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White. Mr. White? Okay. Oh my god, another testimony. Are you serious? Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. The other window? What thing? Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. What? Whop indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Mr. Your Honour? My stomach. You see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Okay, but still not... This isn't as easy to find out where to get him. You looked at the other window. You heard that thing fall. What exactly was that thing? The glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yes, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Oh god, does that make sense? How could he have seen that? How could he have seen that at all? Broken beyond all recognition. Okay, so how do you know it was the glass stand? Is that what I'm meant to take from that? The glass stand was lying on the floor. That's the first I've heard of this. Why didn't you tell us about the stand before? Why me? Well, I was instructed not to. Wait, one moment. Give me a minute to gather my thoughts. I'm so confused. White's falling apart. Your Honour, please, I ask that you to not allow the witness to be badgered any further. But, Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. Yes, Your Honour. Edgeworth is on the ropes. Very well. The witness may continue his account. Hey, should I just take a leap and present this? Oh! Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the light stand. What? The stand broke into pieces when it fell. Oh! Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea it was a light stand. So tell me, exactly when was it that you saw the stand? Answer the question. Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell over. So, you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then? Correct. There would be no problemo, right? Big problemo? Okay, so if he saw it before, that means he said he wasn't snooping earlier. So he must have had a look before he knew it was a nightstand. There's a big problemo. Problem here. What problem is this? Mr. White, let me make sure I have this straight. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel, but the floor plan, you can't see it according to the floor plan. Before the incident occurred. Correct. That is so. It's conclusive, definitive, undeniable, unimpeachable. No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen the stand. What? Why couldn't he? You have proof? I sure do, Your Honour. A person in the hotel could not have seen the stand before it fell over because it's out of view. It's out of bloody view. Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honour. Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say to that? Velocity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognised the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fay Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Mr. White? Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Your Honour, I... Miss Mia? Looks like we're about to get our verdict. That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? Oh, I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now? Oh, what? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honour, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? No, you wouldn't! Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct you are. Most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay and Co-Law offices. But that is when I saw the accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honour. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to the office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the basest conjecture it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. And leave it to me. I feel faint. I can't believe how many testimonies this purple-haired sack is getting. This is ridiculous. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So, you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over, by the sound. Correct, that is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. Oh, what am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. I don't know where to go on this. Beginning of September, what date did she die? I see. It doesn't say. Okay. Let's question this. Do you have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Oh, right. Was it really you that went into the office? Or was it Miss May? I identified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay & Co. law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's. If I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay & Co. law offices. Okay, to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Mia's phone? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honour. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. That is when you saw the glass light stand. Why did you notice something so innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauteous thing deserves attention. That is all. Damn it, there's nothing there for me to press him on. Oh well, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Oh god, I don't actually know what we do here. I have no idea. What on earth can we do? Oh god, you know what? We're going to have to admit defeat for now. I'm going to have to heavily think about this, but I'm not sure where we go. I'm going to have to read through all this again and look at it very closely. I hate to leave it. I thought we'd be able to finish the case this episode. Oh, how wrong I was. Mr. Red White is full of surprises. I'm really loving this. It's been an exhilarating episode for me to record. I thought it was amazing, this courtroom drama. If you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and leave a like. It helps me out so much, so thank you for your support. If you want to see more, oh god, I'm going to have to read through this again with a really with a magnifying glass, I guess, and try and spot any contradictions. Please go ahead and subscribe. I can bring it all to you. Got any questions you want to raise? What do you think of this Mr. Red White? How can he keep getting out of this so easily in a court of law? It's disgraceful. Please leave a comment below and I will make sure I get back to you. Alright? See you.